Welcome to the Bigger Room Podcast. I'm your host, Jill Bender.
And I'm Mel Kovian, and today we're going to talk about how to deal with difficult people, specifically in your life and relationships. Do you have any difficult people, Jill, in your life?
Some negative people. Difficult as far as being negative and hard to talk to for that reason.
Yeah.
If that's what you're meaning.
Yeah, so exactly that, Jill. People who are difficult, who are in your life and make things more difficult for you. And I guess the first thing we'll touch on is understanding difficult people, because we have to at some point kind of step back and kind of not justify or excuse why they are the way they are, but just understand that that's how they are so that we don't give them more power. So is there anyone like consistently in your life like that? You don't have to throw them under the bus or anything like that, but do you find yourself maybe throughout your week knowing that, okay, there's this difficult person in my life, but I can pull back and be objective and understand that this is the way they are, and maybe you have some tools or things you do to kind of create boundaries so that you're not necessarily giving them your power?
Yeah, 100%. I do have someone pretty much I talk to on a weekly basis, and I know where they come from, and I understand where they come from, and I understand why they have this. And over the years, I have tried to encourage, that they didn't have to stay in this mindset. They blame a lot of it on their upbringing, and I continuously say, okay, well, that's the past, and that's what happened. How do you move forward? You can't just, let's just not hold on and blame the past.
Right.
But more recently, because I have been doing a lot of deep diving on my mindset and manifesting, and I have really good vibrations going out, now I'm a little bit more blunt. Not like, yo, your vibration is not meshing with mine, and I can't have this conversation right now. So let's just talk about something else. And she knows that I'm huge on the mindset thing, especially right now. So she's gotten a lot better, I would say. So maybe she is learning, and she kind of just goes, okay. And then she doesn't say, okay, well, I'm getting off the phone then. Then she says, okay. And if I'll change the subject to something silly, like I'll talk about something my son did or whatever, and she'll move on right from there. She knows, like, we're not having the conversation that we were having anymore. It's usually around money and or her family.
Yeah.
Those are two things that are big triggers over there. So yeah, that I can sympathize, I can empathize, but I can't do it for a very long time. Like, okay, you said it. I'm not going to feed into this by giving you the feedback that you're looking for. And I can really only entertain it for a very short bit, because I can't let my high vibration, good feelings go down.
Yeah, you're really hitting a point here that I feel a lot of people that have done the mindset work, the different personal development workshops, which I've done and I know you've done, where you're attending seminars and really basically looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing your weak points, seeing the areas that you need to improve. And you realize that you have to heal those wounds and traumas in order for you to be a better version of yourself. So you're able to empathize when you see the same patterns, you see that they're having emotions and they're living their life from their traumas. And it makes it a little difficult, right, to be around the people that haven't done the work, and all we can do is hold space for them. All we can do is just be an ear. But also, your mental health takes priority. You need to know how to put those boundaries and take a step back. And one thing about empathizing is sometimes we can empathize so much that we take on their emotions, but it's not ours to take. It's their emotions, and pain is not for us to feel. But sometimes when you care about the people, especially if they're close family, close friends, it's very easy for that to happen and can be sometimes a little draining. So it's okay to take that step back. And maybe for those of you that are listening, maybe you are that sponge that absorbs others' emotions, and maybe you're having a hard time dealing with those people in your life because maybe you feel like you owe it to them. They're your friends, they're your family. Family's there for each other. It's okay to create boundaries, and it's okay to share the resources that have helped you so that they can do the work, because I truly believe we are here to do the work.
Yeah. And there's so many tools available to all of us right now. We have YouTube, we have endless number of podcasts. We have people online everywhere. You could sit on TikTok and type in manifestation, motivation. You're going to get 1,000 different people telling you stuff. And you just find the one that you resonate with the best, that you like the best, and you dive in. And it will actually change your life.
It really will. And you know what? You can even go to ChatGPT, just upgrade to the plus version. $20 a month is not that bad compared to a therapist, and ChatGPT will help you.
I didn't even know they had a paid version.
Yeah, the paid version is like unlimited questions and just a little bit better answers. Yeah.
They actually do the research instead of just giving you the topical answer.
They go pull all the research from people who have PhDs in psychology, who knows what, and give you awesome advice. No, I don't know. There really are just a lot of tools out there, and there really is no excuse other than people who love getting sympathy or empathy from others, right? People who love
it's some people, that's their identity.
Yep.
They're a victim, or they have always clung on to this is how I was raised, and they don't.
Yep.
They're not. It's a security blanket for them.
100%. It gives you permission to stay where you are. And I'm going to highlight, maybe I've highlighted this before, is that you can only be a victim to your situations or a creator. Which one are you going to pick? It's one or the other. One or the other.
Let go of the security blanket. Let go of the excuses. I think that's why people cling to it, because if they let go of it and they're like, well, what else do I have to blame then? I need to blame something.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier to do. And it's like anything, that the human mind wants the path of least resistance. It doesn't want to do the work. It doesn't want to work hard. It would rather create a fake jail cell, which is your mind, and live like that. Every excuse that you have, this is how I grew up, this is just the way I am, it's because this happened to me. You're literally creating a freaking jail cell with every thing that you give power to. You're giving power to all those excuses and living your life from that place. So don't be the difficult person. Be the person that does the work to empower others, because when you do the work, you become almost like the light in your group. And then other people start getting activated by your light, because your words are no longer from the victim mindset. You naturally become the person that empowers others. You become the person that reminds others of their power. And that is a domino effect that humanity needs. We don't need people that are, victims to their circumstances. We need more people willing to do the work. We need more leaders. We need more people that are here to hold space for humanity, because that's just where it feels like humanity is going. Yeah.
Now let's give our listeners maybe a couple tips on how they can remove that, that victim mindset, that blaming, putting those limitations up. Every time you blame, you are limiting yourself in some aspect. So what can people do? Because it's easy for us to just say, just don't do it. It's kind of like how we grew up. Don't do it, because I said so. But it's not that easy. So what can we give them to help them? My best suggestion for somebody to start because this is an easy one for you guys. If you're not somebody that reads, if you are not somebody that can listen to an audiobook, you just don't have that attention span, and you choose not to try and get that attention span. But the easiest one I would say for them to start with is to watch the movie Secret.
You're absolutely right. That's a great place to start.
It's free. Mm-hmm. Anybody can watch it, and it's like an hour and a half long. It's not even super long.
No.
That movie could change your life 100%.
Yes. And The Secret highlights secrets. So many people get caught up on what they want, right? The material of the things that they want. And that those 90 minutes of undivided attention, don't pull up this movie with your laptop pulled out, your phone pulled out, silence everything and be present. Be present, be open, and know that in just 90 minutes, you can stand up. Like, in fact, I invite you, don't stand up from that couch until you feel like a different person, because that's how powerful the message is. You need to invoke that. It is so powerful if you allow it to, right? Yeah. If you think, oh, how can a person change in 90 minutes? Let me tell you, I've seen it happen in meditations that are a lot shorter than that. You need to get up a different person, knowing that that version of yourself that sat down is a person that is no longer going to define themselves as a victim, is no longer going to define themselves by the minimum standards that you've been living, because that movie is going to shift your reality if you allow it. And when it happens, it's such a beautiful, pivotal moment, right, Joe? And you then realize that maybe you have been the difficult person, and now you get to hold space, and you do get to, gosh, I don't even want to give it away, but it's just watch it, guys. Just watch it.
Now, here's the thing, Mel, is that I don't think you are going to give it away, because like I told you before, I read the book Secret years and years ago, but what I got out of that book is so different from what I got out of that movie the other day, or 2 weeks ago when I watched it. Mm-hmm. The message, I wasn't ready to hear what I heard 2 weeks ago, 20 years ago when I first read that book. I think everybody's going to get a little different version out of it based on how open they are, based on what they know prior to this about all of this kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. You guys, there's this, maybe I'm going to paint a picture for you. Maybe it might make sense, but you can only be aware to the vibrational match of your thoughts. So if you're a person who is stuck in that victim mindset and somebody is speaking way too motivational for you, it's like your antenna or your radio station of your brain and mindset isn't attuned to receive the other message, the other frequency. You're just not a match. So it may not be now. So Jill read this book, time has gone by, and now she picked up on a lot more things because she's now become a vibrational match to receive. And so the best way, fastest way to get to that vibrational match is just sitting with intention of being open and knowing that you're worthy of the life that you want to live. Realizing that you are a creator of your life. You are literally a projector. What's in front of you is the life you have created. We have to take accountability for where we are right now from a place of love. And that movie is going to be your best teacher. It is definitely, I feel that it is like every time I hear people talk about The Secret, it's like the first time that they really started getting into the whole mindset and abundance of things. It's really such a great movie. So be patient with yourself and just be aware of what you pick up, because maybe you watch it a year from now and it's going to be different. But being aware, present with intention is the best thing you can do to set yourself up for watching this movie.
Yep. And I think if you're still listening, then I think you do want to change. And I think you do, have a good chance of being open. You're not going to sit down and arms folded going, stupid movie.
right? It's funny because people will probably watch 90 minutes of some like trash TV, but they're probably going to yawn their way through The Secret. And then that should tell you that you're just not in that vibrational match. So maybe just hit pause and try again when you're ready, when you're willing, when you're willing to.
You could sit down and plan on watching like 30 minutes of it. You're going to get something huge out of those first 30 minutes. You'd probably get something out of first freaking the intro. Wow, the intro is kind of creepy to me, but the intro, I was watching it. The house was empty. My son wasn't even home. The dog wasn't here. It was dark. I was laying in my room, and then like it was creepy. And then they kept whispering because it's a secret, and I'm like, this is so scary. But I made it through it.
Yeah, guys. So to recap, how to deal with difficult people. It really is, it starts with understanding why somebody in your life may be difficult. Be the observer. Empathize, but don't absorb their feelings. It's okay to take and prioritize your mental health first. And the third thing is setting those boundaries. Jill was just giving an example of how she has to set boundaries with her friend. There's only so much that you can give someone. And lastly, being aware. Are you aware of what you're paying attention to? Are you aware of how your mind is? Maybe we're the difficult ones, right? So are we willing to do the work? Are we willing to become the creator of our life? That's where our awareness. I know I am. Heck yeah. That is where our awareness should be.
And I think everybody listening, you have the capability of taking on ownership of all of your life from this point forward. No more blaming. Just release it. If you find yourself blaming, just stop yourself. No, you know what? It's none of this fault. I am the ruler of everything that happens to me. And it will be a very powerful statement for yourself, and continue to practice that. Anytime that those thoughts come in, just shut them down with the statement of, nope, I'm not giving my power to any blame. I am in control of everything that happens.
The average person has 70,000 thoughts per day, and 90% of them are the same thoughts every single day. Choose wisely.
Thank you so much for listening to the Bigger Room podcast. We will see you in the next one.